Hey, I'm on the 45 highway here, just off of the Verona Town Hall. And, well, if you could pick my car up here and just tow it to a shop in Tupelove, I'd be very grateful. And I'll pick it up in the afternoon. Okay. Thanks.
As long as I have a breath to speak your name, I will love you.
You having car trouble, mister?
Yeah, I am. Is this your Chevy?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good old reliable American car. That's the kind you give a name to.
You're not from around here, are you?
You got me on that. I'm going to Tupelove. I buy and sell furniture.
Well, you should see some sights while you're here.
Sights? What could there possibly be to see around here?
Well, you're standing right in front of the place where Vernon and Gladys were married.
I'm Norton.
I'm V. So, sorry about your car.
Yeah, well, it's nothing. I should have taken a rental car. So you a big Captain Marvel Jr. fan?
Yeah. Elvis loved him when he was a kid. Kind of influenced how he dressed, the way he looked.
Yeah, not everybody knows that. It's kind of cool, you know?
Yeah, I guess you could say I love Tupelo. Elvis is Tupelo.
What are you, like some kind of tour guide from the 50s?
Am I making it too obvious?
Well, Tupelo's where I'm headed. You know, I almost made it, but my car's shot. So, can you recommend a good cab company?
You don't have to take a cab, Norton. I can give you a lift into Tupelo.
Really? You do that for a stranger?
Sure. We're very friendly here in the South, Norton.
So where are you taking me? You kidnapping me or something?
I'm taking you over to East Tupelo, where Elvis's birthplace is.
That gonna take long?
No, it's only 2 rooms, Norton.
2 rooms? You kidding? The king of rock and roll is born in a 2-room shack?
Be nice. Did you really know Elvis was from Tupelo?
Yeah, sure. Everybody knows that. It doesn't mean much to me, no offense.
Oh, right, you're just here on business and no time for Elvis.
Yeah, my mother loved Elvis, and she played the records when I was a kid.
Smart woman. It was January 8th, 1935. Gladys went into labor inside the home. The first baby was stillborn. And Vernon came outside, distraught, on the porch, and he saw a blue light flash across the sky. The doctor called out for him, and there was a second baby being born, and that was Elvis.
You telling me Elvis had a brother? A twin brother?
Well, they didn't know they were having twins. But Gladys wanted the boys' names to rhyme, so she named the firstborn Jesse Garin, and the secondborn Elvis Aaron. Although the Presleys moved to Memphis when Elvis was 13, he never forgot about his brother.
So there would have been 2 Elvises?
Can you imagine that?
Where's this Jesse buried, anyway?
It's over here.
The Burrow family, an entire family of 13, was killed in the tornado of April 5th, 1936.
Yeah, Elvis was only 14 months old when that tornado hit Tupelo. There were 200 people killed. Over 1,000 people were injured. They had to turn the old Lyric Theater into a hospital. People were dying in the aisles of that theater, and now they say it's haunted.
I Love Ghosts. Is that theater still around?
Yeah, they saved the theater. You know that I think that Elvis probably thought of that tornado every time he came here to visit his brother. Come on, it's over here. This is the Presley family plot. And Vernon buried Jesse right here in a pine box.
How do you know all that?
Family history, books I read.
So the most famous entertainer of the 20th century just leaves his brother buried here?
Well, so much time had gone by, Jesse's body had passed into the earth. But I think it's kind of beautiful. I think it's as it should be. Jesse belongs to Tupelo.
Old shall pass a wonderful home.
There's one question I gotta ask you. It's driving me crazy. Well, you change clothes. I mean, you change clothes a lot, and I never see you change them. It's kind of weird.
You ever seen Captain Marvel change clothes?
Yeah, but you never even say Shazam.
Do you want me to say Shazam? Oops, I did. In 1945, Elvis performed on the Children's Day during the Tupelo Fair. He was so small, he had to get up on a chair to reach the microphone, but he sang this very sad song called Old Shep. His daddy was listening to him from inside his delivery truck on the radio.
I bet he won that talent show.
No, actually, he only came in 5th place. But he didn't have a guitar then. Well, shortly after Elvis's birthday, Gladys brought Elvis to this store to buy him a gift, and he looks up on the wall and he sees a rifle. Well, Gladys wasn't going to let him buy a rifle, so Elvis bought the guitar.
I bet you don't know how much she paid for that guitar.
$7.91. And you know what else, Norton? The day before, a tornado came through town. Now Elvis had a guitar, but he didn't know how to play it. There was a country singer named Mississippi Slim. He broadcast a radio show called The Singin' and Pickin' Hillbilly from right here on the courthouse grounds. Now, Elvis was childhood friends with this boy named James, and he was Slim's younger brother. Elvis would ask Slim to teach him to play chords and songs. Now, there was this bigger radio show called the Black and White Jamboree, and it went on inside the courthouse. So it was a talent show. And Elvis would sit and wait with his guitar right here. He got on the show a whole bunch of times.
So Elvis was on the radio. He's 12 years old, right out of this courthouse, and no one even knew who he was.
Nope. But he'd take that old hardware store guitar with him every day to Milam School. And on the next to last day that he was in Tupelo, he played 3 songs in front of his whole 8th grade class. And then his family, the next day, they moved to Memphis.
And he became the king of rock and roll. So, birthplace, cemetery, Johnny's, and the courthouse, I guess this pretty much wraps it up.
No, Norton, that's not the end of the story. Elvis came back to Tupelo, and what happened was pretty amazing.
Hey, there's the Lyric Theater. That's the old haunted theater you told me about.
Yeah, that's where they hold the Tupelo Film Fest now. But I want to take you to the fairgrounds. Come on. You know, Elvis was a huge star when he came home to Tupelo to perform.
How many people were here?
There were 5,000 people, all walks of life. Mostly it was screaming girls.
It really must have been something.
It was. Governor Coleman, he proclaimed Elvis to be Tupelo's native son. The mayor, Mayor Ballard, gave him this huge key to the city that was in the shape of a guitar. Elvis, he said it was the first time he'd ever been to the fair that he didn't have to jump the fence to get in.
And that all happened right here at the fairground?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I read that Elvis was 42 when he died. You imagine that? I guess what I mean is his life was half over. You know, you don't know that stuff, but it makes you think about your life and what you've done with it.
Hey, you know what? You know that photograph? Norton, the one where the girls are reaching up to touch Elvis's fingertips?
Huh?
You do know it?
Yeah.
I think that was one of the most profound memories in rock and roll music. And that happened right here in Tupelo, right on the fairgrounds. Imagine it. Imagine being there.
The one and only Elvis Presley.
V.
Long as I have eyes, ears, and lips, I will love you. Long as I can dream, think, and imagine, I will love you. Long as I have a heart, as long as I have a soul, as long as I have